it, fam. Let's get to it. So, in my last video, I had talked about the consequences of what happened when Adam and Eve bit from the fruit. But I want to bring up another little point. I want to segue into this. I think it's funny that the first thing that happened as soon as Adam and Eve ate from the fruit is the word says, for all that knowledge and wisdom they got, the first thing they realized with the knowledge and wisdom was that they were naked. Here it was, they was living perfectly fine up until this point. And then as soon as they got wisdom, the first thing they realized is that they were naked. But then it said that they tried to sew fig leaves on them and cover themselves up. And it said that as soon as they heard God coming, they were afraid. Why do I bring up they were afraid? That's not my point, and it's not where I'm getting ready to go, but I do want to bring this up. Far too often we say we want to live a particular way. We want to do things. I'm just doing me. I'm just doing this and I'm doing that. And after you've done this and that, and after you've lived the way you want to live, you realize that it didn't give you the gratification that you thought you were expecting to get. And then a level of pride or shame shows up. Now I'll talk about pride first. Pride kicks in because you're always thinking you can figure it out. No, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to get it to do what it is that I feel like I can make have happen. And so you just keep pressing and you keep pressing and you keep trying to do you. And you keep just thinking if a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that, I'll eventually get to where I am and I'll eventually get this to work, only to keep messing up year after year after year after year. You just keep messing your life up and getting further and further away from it. But your pride won't let you just say, you know what? I messed up. Or the flip side of it, shame shows up. And when shame shows up, you feel ashamed. You feel like, man, I just messed this up. There's no way God is ever going to forgive me, or there's no way that my life will ever work. I mean, if you just recognize and see everything that I've done, there's no way in the world God will never forgive me. And I can never have right. I just did it. I just messed up so bad. But the whole time, God is pulling up on you going, where are you? Where are you? The statement of where are you when God asked Adam and Eve where they were wasn't geographical location. I know you messed up. I know you did what you wasn't supposed to do. So tell me where you at so I can come and get you. God is like that great friend that no matter what you're going through, he doesn't let you stay where you at. He pulls up on you. He pulls up to check up on you. So when he's asking you where you at, it's for you to be able to confess to him, this is what I have done. This is where I'm at. Come get me. Come see about me, God, because I've realized I've tried as much as I can and I can't fix this myself. I need you. Pull up on me. We have been conditioned to believe that God can't look at sin. And once you mess up, you got to turn from your sin and confess it and everything. I'm not denying the fact that you don't have to confess sin. The Bible says confess your sins one to another, not so that you can shame or, oh my God, I did this. It's so that you can admit that the life you tried to live and the things that you tried weren't it. And if you confess that, then you are telling yourself, I understand that I was wrong, and you put yourself on the path to do something better. But if you don't confess it, you fully convinced in your own mind, I could fix this. Imagine it like this. Every man can relate to this, and every woman who's ever ridden with a man can probably relate to it too. At some point, you're in the car and you driving along, and you start off on the path knowing where it is that you're supposed to go. But somewhere you got too comfortable. You got too familiar. You just got too relaxed thinking you could just figure it out. You'll get where you want to go. And you're driving along and you'd have missed your exit. But in your mind, you thinking, oh, I didn't miss my exit. I know where I'm going. I know exactly where I'm going. I know exactly what I'm doing. And then she says to you, You might want to ask for directions. No, man, I'm good. I'm good. I'm telling you, I'm familiar. No, you just go this way. 30 minutes later, you still driving and you finally, pride finally subsides. And now you like, man, all right, I guess I'll ask for directions. Now you got to go 100 miles back the other direction, where if you would have just put your pride aside, and when you first got to the point to where you was questioning anything, you admitted, I messed up. I don't really know where I'm at. This really didn't take me down the path I expected to get me on. And now I'm in a situation where I need help. I need assistance. The sooner you ask for that, the sooner God can pull up on you. The sooner you confess that you need help, the sooner God can pull up on you. The sooner you admit this didn't take me where I thought it was going to go. This didn't get me where I expected to get to. The sooner you confess that, the sooner you tell God, this is where I'm at, the sooner he can pull up on you. The longer you wait, the more it's going to hurt you. The more he has to break, the more you got to go back in another direction, a whole bunch of miles before you can actually get to the right path. See, had you had told him earlier, he could have just said, hey, check this out. Pull off right here, turn around, take this street right here. It's going to get you exactly where you need to go. But the longer you hold on to your pride, the longer it's going to take for course correction. And many of us keep going down this path because we're too ashamed to admit, I made a choice that I shouldn't have made. Don't get it twisted. I'll be the first to confess. Some of the paths that I went on because while I was on those paths, they brought me pleasure. They brought me exactly what I wanted to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? But the longer I stayed on that path thinking, I can make this going to work out good for me. Oh, don't get it twisted. I think I can make this happen. I can figure this out. The more and more I was messing my life up and getting me further and further from what was going to be easy for God to make a correction. The further and further down that path I had went, the more and more it was going to take God's breaking and shaping and remolding me to get me back to where right was. The longer I kept trying to stay in my pride and stay in my feelings and stay in my shame and stay in my guilt and stay in my regret, thinking over all these bad decisions that I have made, the more and more it was going to take God. Not saying take God in the sense of God had to put a whole bunch of effort. I'm talking what he was going to have to do to me to get me to change. While you're on that path, you are shaping and molding your life to revolve around that path. You're shaping and molding your life to revolve around the things that you've gotten addicted to and you've gotten comfortable with, and you've got this and you keep trying to do it yourself. And the longer you keep trying to do it yourself, the less control you're willing to let go of and turn over to God, the harder it's going to be for him to course correct you. The harder it's going to be for him to change the way your life is and the way your life is going to get you back on path. But just because you spent a long time making a bad decision doesn't mean you're supposed to hold on to that decision. Just because you've spent years making bad choices and making bad mistakes and messing up your life doesn't mean you have to stay on that path because you spent a long time making this mistake. Whenever you realize that you're wrong, confess, give it, turn it over to God, and let him mold you and shape you and give you that U-turn that changes your life around and puts you back on the right path. Don't let shame and pride and regret keep you on a bad path. Confess to God where he is so he can pull up on you, pick you up, dust you off, and turn you around. See, I had mentioned earlier that we have been told that God can't look on sin, but I want you to think about this. The first thing God did when he saw Adam and Eve in their state and condition after he got them to understand that they've messed up, he didn't shame them. What he did is he said, man, y'all sitting there trying to fix y'all lives with these little fig trees. This ain't doing nothing for you. Let me give you some real clothes. Let me give you some real provision. Let me take care of you in the right way. Yeah, I know you did that. Now you're realizing all this knowledge and wisdom you got. And the first thing you realized is how naked you was. Now you're looking at your body, talking about you ashamed. You looking at her love handles. You looking at his six pack and realizing it's a keg. You looking at each other's lives and all of this stuff. And the first thing y'all came to understand with all of this knowledge and understanding is you're naked. I told you you were fearfully and wonderfully created. I sculpted you and made you and molded you into the image that I wanted you to have. And you were comfortable with that until you tried to do it all yourself. But I'm still there for you. I'm still there walking with you every step of the way. I asked you where you was so that you will know you have never gone too far from God for God to be able to just pull up on you at a moment's notice. Tell him where you are. Trust that he's the good father. He wants to get you back to safety. He's not going to stand in your face and shame you and ridicule you because he knew that was the choices you was going to make. He knew the consequences of you choosing for yourself was going to be you tearing and messing your life up. He already understood that. He wanted to pull up on you and save you anyway. Trust him. Make that call. Never let the enemy, never let yourself, never let your pride and your shame and your regret stop you from picking up that phone and calling God and telling him where you are so he can pull up on you and get you. All right, y'all. That's my 2 cents on the 2-piece. Y'all be blessed.
Now you're locked in.